Wow, you weren't kidding. This place is really cool.
Yep, it has all the food and beverages we could ever want. Granted, neither of us really eat or drink at all, but still.
True, it is kinda weird how drinks have straws. I mean, nobody really uses them, right?
You use them to drink.
No, everyone just splashes it on themselves and absorbs it, right? Look, I'm not the one inhabiting a robot with access to the internet. I don't know these things.
Yeah, that might be a bit of an issue. You said that you were in a black void when you used my body, right? Maybe you didn't even bother to look up basic educational stuff.
And what am I supposed to do about it? It's not like this city has a school.
Well, you could try the educational games.
Nuh-uh, nope, nada. There is no way in hell I'm doing that. Can I go back to J-To? Educational games on Roblox certainly exist. For something as big as Roblox, these kinds of games were bound to happen. Then again, you shouldn't really have your 4-year-old playing Roblox. To make Biddy happy, I'm going to play 7 of these games. First up, Sesame Street Mecha Builders the game. Made by the team behind Wacky Wizards, which was a game in RB Battles. As you progress down the map, you gain certain tools to do certain things, like for example, using a hammer to break a rock. And besides walking, that's the entire gameplay loop. The thing is, though, that some items can contradict other ones, like, why would you need an item to hold this lever in place when you can just use the spring boots to jump up? Because of the magical invisible wall that appeared out of nowhere, are you stupid? It becomes especially prevalent when you try and use the spring boots to get to the pie when you just can't. The game obviously wants you to use the different items, but I feel like this could have been implemented a bit better. There's a stage where you need to power a rocket utilizing different types of energy, which basically just boils down to picking up something and moving it somewhere else. A stage where you need to rescue cows. And finally, a stage where you need to bring a bubble factory back online. Why is there an entire factory that only makes bubbles? Like, why? Whatever, this entire game is basically an advertisement for the mobile game version. Let's just go to the next one. Ocean Conservation Experience is a very basic underwater museum. I mean, in terms of spreading awareness, I guess it does its job by existing. But if you really want the message to stick with kids, it has to be a bit more, like, engaging. Having basic text all over the place isn't really gonna cut it in terms of Roblox. This game was made in 2021 though. One big complaint I have with the fish is how they just don't move. They all feel like free model meshes. Without a better word, the whole thing just feels kinda cheap. Curio City has this general corporate game feel to it, with the whole free UGC stuff. The game also just feels really cheap in general. All of the GUIs just feel off. Especially the dialogue boxes, they feel like free models. The building in this game, in terms of the actual escape rooms that are featured here, is of pretty high quality, but it just feels kinda tedious. Destroy the debris, go into this room, find a fuse. All the while, the only learning here is just dialogue boxes above characters. There's also this puzzle where you have to swap the wires so they aren't in their colored holes, which, like, why? It's also a bit unclear what I'm supposed to do, like, what does this do? Throughout the game, you earn tickets, which can be used on a gacha machine, where you can get really cheap-looking customizables and morph capsules. These morph capsules can be taken to an actual Hadron Collider in order to create morphs, in which I guess serve as pets? I don't know, I don't really think this thing qualifies as a pet. The build quality is commendable, but the gameplay loop really isn't too fun. Plus, I don't really think the learning part of it is too great, cause it's literally just reading text. But I mean, hey, it's serviceable. Dental Hygiene Quest. Yeah, I really don't have that many words for this one. This is one of the most generic corporate games I've ever seen, if you could even call it that. So to charge up your super dental sword, you need to learn facts about washing hands. Then you go around slicing up germs. Yep, that's the entire game. Slowly inching your way towards a free UGC that'll turn you into a walking advertisement. Or you could just quit the game, buy the portal, instead of just leaving. What does the button do? Well, it just kicks you. Yep, a dedicated kick button. Incredible. At first, Pathogen Patrol was just kinda confusing. I thought the tutorial was the actual game. Then I find the Cairo Gate stations, and apparently that's the game. The main gameplay loop is having to defend the bloodstream from these antigens. So it's kinda like a tower defense game, but a lot less fun in general. You also just switch characters every minute. The most annoying part of this game, though, is that there are spots that the antigens can attack, which unleash a lot more antigens, but sometimes they're all the way in the back and sometimes they're more up front. So then the entire thing becomes this cycle of just going back and forth, killing them, and then having more spawn. There's no time limit either. How exactly this is supposed to teach me how the human body works, I have no idea. Zootropica has this, like, feel of an old park game, especially with the big Start Now button on top. The main thing you want in this park is EXP, and the way that I found to do it is by slowly holding the proximity prompt on each of these NPCs. I assume you also get EXP by tending to the animals, but I didn't even bother to try that. You can also just buy EXP with Robux. The educational aspect comes with signs with animals on them, giving some basic information you would find at a normal zoo. 600 EXP? Wow, they must really want you playing for a while. Dance clipping doesn't work either, because that'll just kill you. There is this really cool looking monorail system. Oh, wait, it's Robux. Wait a minute, I have an idea. What if I got on this super thin fence and then bounced up to the monorail? Not only did it work, there's no invisible walls either, so I can just go on the monorail for free. Some of the animals do look a little bit, off-putting though. Just perpetually running but standing still, except for your head and tail. There was also a show about seals. It was mainly just like seal models doing basic animations. You can either pay Robux to watch it early, or it happens every 30 minutes. One thing they didn't account for, though, was people glitching into the area itself. Unfortunately, I couldn't disrupt the actual show, but it is really funny that I can just be here. And the fact that they just vanish out of existence when the show ends. Aside from that neat little thing, the entire experience is just pretty boring. Like, yeah, if you have to learn about animals, I guess you can play this. What is this place? I feel like I shouldn't be here. It's just the starter place with ABC free models and free admin for some reason. The fact that this was probably made by a kid makes me not want to judge it so harshly, but 600,000 visits? That just feels a bit undeserved. Wait a minute, why am I even here? I know the alphabet. In fact, have I really even learned anything throughout this experience? Whatever, I'm just gonna go back home. Obviously, all of the stuff I played was marketed towards really young kids. I'm way past the target demographic for this kind of stuff. But at the same time, I don't really think the games I played were too educational. Like, yeah, sure, there were some hints of learning here and there, but Roblox isn't a replacement for actual school. There are dedicated apps for this kind of stuff. Even the Sesame Street game was only made just to advertise the mobile game. And while yeah, sure, you could probably genuinely learn something on Roblox, I just don't think most of the games marked as educational are really gonna have you learn something long term. I do need to talk to Biddy about this though.
Welcome back, Star. So tell me, what did you learn today?
If you wash your hands for 20 seconds, your hands become clean.
Okay, that's pretty good. What else? Star, you cannot be serious.